Welcome to the Inspiring Women of Iowa podcast, a special series amplifying the stories of the Inspiring Women of Iowa finalists. Inspiring Women of Iowa is an annual event hosted by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa with the goal of celebrating women of courage, confidence, and character who are making the world a better place. And why does that sound familiar? Well, because it also happens to be the mission of the Girl Scouts, where they believe society is better because strong women show girls that anything is possible. This event was created by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa in 2017 to celebrate women in our community and share their stories, while raising support for the Girl Scout programs that build the next generation of inspiring women. 16 individuals are celebrated annually with the Courage, Confidence, Character, and Inspiring Advocate for Women Awards. I'm your host, Teresa Peterson, Caramel Delight enthusiast, and I'm honored to have the chance to speak with these amazing, inspiring women and to share their stories with you. Joining me today is Abena Sankofa Imhotep. Abena is an author, a scholar, a podcast host, and a TEDx speaker, as well as an advocate. Through all of her work, she champions education and strives for authentic community connection. She has been nominated for the Confidence Award. Welcome, Abena.
Thank you, Teresa. So good to be here.
I am so excited to get to know more about you. Tell us about you and what we should know about your work.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I think the most important thing about me is that all of my work is community centered. So I really try to not even give back, because to me, that's the wrong framing. It's about situating the work within community and making sure that there's access and abundance as far as literacy and books and learning. So that's my through line is community.
I love the framing of that, like, instead of the give back, like, nurturing that abundance, right? And, like, there's something so beautiful about that. Like,
Thank
tell
you.
us more about it, yeah.
So my organization, I call it like my fourth child. So it's Sankofa Literary and Empowerment Group. And we create spaces for lifelong learning that center diverse scholarship. So that looks like a lot of different things, but the overarching idea is to pull people together through literature to find common ground and to kind of dissect the literature. What can we learn? What can we activate as a result of sharing in this reading moment together?
Mm. I love that so much because it's, like you said, bringing people together, transcending time, transcending space. And this sticks out to me as something I read in your nomination related to challenging historical narratives. And like, how does that look in this work and what makes that so especially important now?
Gosh, now is the time, right? In my mind, there's no greater importance than understanding who we are
Mm.
to each other and to the communities that we live in. So the challenge uh, of historical narrative isn't always an explicit challenge. It's a very immediate and local challenge.
Mm.
So we take a book. It could be a book like How to Be an Anti-Racist, or it could be a book like Sula by Toni Morrison. Whatever the text is, and learning what we can from that text, from
Mm.
that writer. Oftentimes, and I know this as a writer for me, when we sit down to pen a narrative, that's a conversation one to one. We're not writing to the whole world, we're writing to that
Yeah.
reader. So, unpacking those conversations, those intimate conversations, and pulling out of it ways that we can inform ourselves about the world we live in. To me, that's the essence of literacy.
I think something that's so exciting about that too is, like you're saying, the writer, it's one to one, and then it's you and the people around you. And there's so much community baked into that that I know I don't always feel if I'm reading someone's book review online or watching a quick thing of someone else talking about having read it. There's something about that face to face or that in person connection around a story, a real story, concepts. Like, there's just no there's no replacement for that for me. Like, how does that look to you and in the communities you're working with regularly?
Well, I'll start off with the inspiration for the formations that we
Yeah.
create. So I read W.E.B. Du Bois, who is
Mm,
one of my go-to historical scholars.
mhm.
And he said that he once saw the perfect system of education. And it was when he visited Ghana. He was in West Africa and he saw children sitting around a tree and an elder sitting with them, and they were exchanging together. It wasn't one
Mm,
person speaking everything and then everybody else penning. No, they were in an exchange with one another. So with that notion in mind, for us, what it looks like is we may gather around um, various books or even various media. We recently did a film screening on the movie Fruitvale Station, and we had over 100 people in the theater, and we sat in a collective viewing experience. And once that was completed, we entered into a conversation about the themes and how they could inform us now. So that's what it looks like to me. We might have a proverbial tree that we're sitting around, but we
yeah.
are together collectively. Um, and it's important also to have a little bit of difference in the room. We don't all think the same, we don't all understand the same way. So to bring everyone to the table and have their voices be added is critical to this idea of creating community.
I feel like I could just go down a rabbit hole of this like, I love there's so many threads to pull on here of, like, even this image around the tree and the elder and the youth together, and that those different perspectives could hold equal weight, right? That we aren't leaning too much on the past or too much on the future, but that we're creating together, like, this new possibility. Like, honestly, Abba, like, it gives me a little mist. Like, I feel a little bit of mist. Like, there's something so beautiful and necessary about that. Like you said, whether there's an actual tree or not, but that togetherness around creating meaning, sharing meaning.
Is it perfect? No. Are there hiccups and bumps in the road and serious disagreement? Absolutely. I call it texture. That's some of that flavor and
Yes.
seasoning that we need so badly.
Yes.
Oftentimes, I know this from the mounds and mounds of laundry I have to do. In order for that laundry to come clean, we need the agitation.
Oh,
So that
yes.
disagreement, I call it, that's part of our learning. And it's a beautiful thing. If we can come out of it uh, with respect for each other's humanity and maybe not a changed mind, but a broadened perspective, then it's all worth it. And so that's what it looks like for us. We work with children as well on literacy, elementary school kids from third to fifth grade and middle schoolers on their literacy, and it looks different for each grouping. So we try to invoke the spirit of what W.E.B. Du Bois
Mm,
witnessed while adjusting to the groups that we're working with.
mm. I'm not kidding. I'm going to be chewing on this later. My partner is an educator as well, so he and I are going to
Yay!
dig into this later. Like, this will be a thank you for, like, that's a gift you've given us tonight to chew on.
Oh,
Like,
well, you're welcome, but thank
yeah.
you for absorbing that. And books are central. It's so easy to look at something online and read online, which I'm not knocking that. Great. At
Yeah.
least you're
Yep.
reading, but
Yep.
there's no replacement in my mind for a book. As you can see, I'm
Yeah.
surrounded.
Yeah.
Um, so we have a couple community libraries as well. One in my writing studio at Mainframe, and then a couple of others sprinkled about in the community that we'll be launching this summer. So
Mm,
places where people can access books that they may not be able to find anywhere else and build their own
yeah.
sense of community around those titles.
Yeah. Tell us about some of the work you're most proud of. I mean, goodness, that wasn't our original question, but I've heard so many things you might highlight. But through your eyes, share something you're really proud of.
Gosh, that's a huge question. I have this really wonky relationship with pride. But if there's something that I feel like has been really, really super duper cool, I think it would be publishing my first book. publishing that story, knowing it. So it came about because of two things. My grandchildren were starting to
Mm,
come into the world. And as a writer of international narratives around Black life, I really wanted to create something they would appreciate. But I didn't really move on it until I started working with kids in the schools.
yeah.
That's when I saw, okay, not only do I need to write something for my grandchildren, but these kids that I'm working with have to see themselves reflected, and not just
Yes.
culturally, but what does our community look like? So I live in the Des Moines area, and there are a lot of um, Des Moines centric things in my story, so that when kids flip those pages, they recognize the park and rec signs because that looks just like my city,
Yeah.
so things like that that kids can wrap their minds around. And I've read this story over the last couple of years to literally children from ages 2 to adults to 92,
Hmm.
and everyone has seemed to find themselves.
That's like
So I'm really proud of that.
full circle back to the tree, right?
Yeah,
Like that
yeah.
sitting together and like we can all see ourselves in this in a different way. That's such a beautiful, beautiful image to me. Mm.
Thank you.
Um,
Well, and the story is called Omari's Big Tree and the Mighty Djembe.
yes.
So yeah, full circle indeed.
Full circle. How do you stay inspired?
Gosh, so inspiration is everywhere. There's no shortage of that. Um, I have this fondness of art, and in the building that I work at Mainframe Studios, there's no shortage of that in the building, which is one reason I really love to be here. Um, Also, outside of my writing studio window, there's a playground. So I
Oh,
always see on nice weather days, the kids are playing and running and jumping and falling down and laughter. And it's just the sweetest thing. And really, our world is an endless source of inspiration. So it allows me to be able to just dig in and come up with something that I can write about. So there's no shortage of inspiration. I think there's probably a shortage of time,
yeah.
but inspiration is everywhere.
Ah, such a good point. Like, it's really the time that gets in the way. No shortage of good ideas, just
Yeah.
which ones to devote the time to, right? Mm. Okay, I think this could be the hardest question, Abena. Tell us
Oof.
about which Girl Scout cookies or cookie is your very favorite. Which one, the young person comes to the door, what's the box you've gotta have?
Okay, so this is way too easy for me to answer, to be honest, because I've never met a Thin Mint that I didn't
Ah,
like.
classic.
Never once. Unfortunately, it's obvious, but no, Thin Mints are my go-to. And yeah, I'll leave that there. Thin Mints all day long.
How do you like to eat them? Are you a room temperature person? You in the freezer over ice cream? Do you have any, like,
I'm a little bougie. I'm
tips?
a little bougie with my Thin Mints.
Tell us.
Yeah, it's room temperature Thin Mints
Mm.
and a glass of red wine.
Oh,
Yeah, I do a lot. I do a lot.
you've
So
given
I
me at least 2 things I'm doing tonight. Like, let's get serious. Like, I'm gonna talk about the tree and the elders while I'm eating the Thin Mints and the red wine.
Let me know how that goes. I
I
promise you. Yeah, it'll be a good time.
I mean, it's gonna go great. I can tell already. Oh, Abena, it's been a pleasure. I'm excited to meet you in person at the luncheon in May.
Thank you, Teresa. I can't wait to meet you too, and thank you for this time.
Our pleasure. The 2026 Inspiring Women of Iowa event will be held on May 8th at the Meadows Events and Conference Center. To purchase tickets and get more information about supporting this event, please visit inspiringwomenofoiowa.com. All proceeds from this fundraising event stay 100% local to benefit Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa and their mission to build up girls of courage, confidence, and character who will make this world a better place. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support.